Welcome back, warriors. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Col Bustillos, U.S. Army TRADOC Command Dietitian. In this video, you will learn about practical strategies to sustain optimal energy balance before, during, and after physical training in a fueling approach known as nutrient timing. When you eat is just as important as what you eat for optimal performance. Nutrient timing involves proper fueling strategies before, during, and after physical training sessions and other strenuous activity. If done correctly, solid strategies can help to prevent energy deficits and aid in adequate recovery. All right, now say it with me. Pre-fuel, hydrate, refuel, and recover. You should consider the following factors when choosing pre-event, during, and post-event fueling and recovery nutritional strategies. First, usual macronutrient intake, so your carbohydrates, your protein, and your fat. Next is the time lapse between macronutrient intake and the start of physical activity or training. Duration and intensity of physical activity and training. Environmental conditions such as exposure to high heat, high humidity, very cold, or high elevation. Individual gut tolerance, which is just fancy for how your belly feels. Personal taste preference, and finally, duration of fueling. Now let's talk about pre-fuel. Before strenuous training, consuming carbohydrate-rich foods and fluids in the 2 to 4 hours before exercise helps to restore liver glycogen, increase muscle glycogen stores, and prevent hunger. All right, okay, you might be asking, okay, what the heck is glycogen? When you consume carbohydrates as fuel for your working muscles, those carbohydrates are broken down and the product, glucose, it's also sugar, is stored in your liver and in the muscles. This stored energy is called glycogen. When you engage in activity and energy is needed, the glycogen in your muscles is converted back into glucose, so your muscles can use that energy. The glycogen in your liver is also converted into glucose to be used throughout your body, to include your brain. Aren't our bodies amazing machines? This is why good nutrition and nutrient timing is so important for performance. Without fuel in the tank or stored glycogen in the liver and muscles, your machine will not run well, or worse, not run at all. Soldiers who lose appetite or feel nauseated shortly before training or prior to taking a fitness test should allow at least 2 to 3 hours between a meal and performance. I get it. For some, that means waking up very early before an early morning fitness test or PT session. But eating before gastric distress or that tummy trouble occurs allows the soldier to get the calories needed and can prevent an uncomfortable situation. Anxiety increases gastric contractions that move the food through the gastrointestinal tract. Eating can stimulate the bowels even more, so I recommend eating well ahead of a physical event. Research suggests a pre-exercise meal containing 1 to 4 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight, consumed 1 to 4 hours prior to exercise, provides improved performance. Here are some examples of pre-exercise meals. If you're unable to consume a meal prior to early morning PT or a strenuous training event, consuming approximately 30 grams of easily digested carbohydrate-rich food or fluid, for example, a banana, some applesauce, or toast with peanut butter, 1 hour prior to exercise is beneficial. All right, now let's talk refuel. Consuming carbohydrates during exercise lasting greater than 60 minutes can delay the onset of fatigue and improve endurance by maintaining blood glucose levels. Additionally, using an effective refueling strategy after exercise can help to optimize muscle recovery and prepare soldiers for the next mission or physical training. Replenishment of glycogen occurs faster after exercise. Therefore, soldiers should refuel as soon as physical activity ends. In other words, let's make sure you pack a refueling snack and some hydration before you head to the gym or PT field. Okay, if you haven't already, get out your pencils and notebooks. It's critical to provide the body with 50 to 100 grams of carbohydrate, so that's 2 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight, and 15 to 25 grams of high-quality protein, or 5 to 9 grams of protein per 100 grams of carbohydrate, within 30 to 60 minutes after exercise. So quick tip from one of my earlier videos, you can determine how much your weight is in kilograms by taking your current weight in pounds and just dividing that by 2. The resulting number is your weight in kilograms. High-quality protein helps replenish muscle glycogen stores, stimulate that muscle protein synthesis, and repair damage caused by intense exercise. If you're unable to eat a meal within 60 minutes of completing exercise, you might want to snack on 8 ounces or 1 cup of low-fat chocolate milk. You can do 8 ounces of 100% fruit juice or just a handful of nuts. You could also add 2 slices of whole grain bread with some peanut butter and a banana. You might want to choose 8 ounces of Greek yogurt instead, and then just add a piece of fresh fruit to that, like a medium apple, an orange, or a banana. Now, when refueling, soldiers should eat a combination of foods and fluids that contain carbohydrates and protein. Each and every body functions differently in response to fueling for training, so it's recommended that each soldier practice with nutrient timing while training. That said, you should never apply recommendations for nutrient timing right before a big event, such as a race, a fitness test, or a performance event. Remember to train like you fight, and don't forget to pre-fuel, hydrate, refuel, and recover. If you want to revisit this topic, all of the information I discussed is in Chapter 8, Nutritional Readiness of FM 7-22, Holistic Health and Fitness. You can also find excellent resources at the Human Performance Resources by CHAMP website at hprc-online.org. Did you enjoy this video? Then don't stop here. If you want to get the most out of your nutrition, then tune in to our next video in the series. Until then, I wish you health, happiness, and high performance.